Welcome to our Devos this week, where we are talking about destroying those bad habits. Specifically, we asked you at the beginning of the week to think about why you want to stop doing something that would be considered a bad habit. Not all bad habits are sinful, but they're not necessarily good for you. So we asked you to think about that why. We said to make it difficult to do. And today, we're going to look at the next part that you might have to do if you want to break a bad habit. And that is, you might have to call for backup. Now, this is uncomfortable. This is tough to do. But this might be your only and last line of defense to finally break that bad habit for good. You have to call for backup. That means you have to let somebody else in on the idea that you're struggling to break a bad habit and you need their help. There's nothing wrong with this. It requires humility on your part, and it's going to require you to say, I can't quite do this on my own. If you're struggling with, let's say you're trying to get healthier, all right? A great way to kind of enlist support or backup is to start a fitness journal of some sort, and you could do this with an app. MyFitnessPal, you could do this. Okay, let's say you have an app where you track all of your food. Okay, you just put it all in there, regardless of what it is. You can give someone else access to your food diary so that every single day they look at your food diary and you have to answer for them what you eat. So, Sam, before noon, is there a reason why you ate 5 pieces of pizza? Now, you'd say, well, I should just not be eating like that anyway, right? But it adds a difficult layer in it when you have to face somebody, when you have to have a conversation. The buzzword for this in Christian circles is accountability. But I would say calling for backup. We sometimes can't get to where God wants us without us reaching out to someone else to give us that next step of help. Proverbs chapter 27, verse 6 says, faithful are the wounds of a friend, profuse are the kisses of an enemy. The comparison there is pretty obvious. The enemy, of course, gives you kisses, tells you what you want to hear, whereas the friend is willing to wound you so that you become a better person. I have a group of Christian writer friends that I meet with regularly. We meet Wednesday nights at 9:30 at night. So I do that. I do all my counseling and church work, and then I come home and we have this meeting over Zoom. And we all talk about our goals. We talk about things that we're doing in projects. Well, I'm sitting on like 2 almost completed books right now that I have been working on writing, and it's annoying because I'm really unmotivated to finish them. Just like you, I get unmotivated, right? So we were all talking about our goals and talking about things that we were doing, and we were all going to try this, and we're going to work on stuff this week. And then one of the ones that is the leader of the group, he looked at me and he said, Sam, he goes, I really think you got to start finishing your projects. And boy, it hurt in that moment to say, I know, I'm not finishing. And he was like, no, I really think that one of the reasons why you're having trouble with these little goals is because you have these big unresolved things and you're not finishing what you start. Just finish the projects. And at first it sounded like almost like hurtful. But after, it really made me realize how important it was that he was caring about my goals. Sometimes you need somebody like that. Sometimes it might be you have to ask your spouse, hey, if you see me skipping the gym to sleep in, maybe wake me up. Hey, if you see me criticizing the children and not being loving to them, and you see me not being affectionate, maybe tell me about it. And asking them. It might be more complicated, like going to one of our men's groups and getting connected to other men or women. If you're a woman, going to a woman's group and just saying, "Hey, look, I'm struggling with this area. Would you be willing to ask me once a week how that's going?" That's all it takes. And if they can't, then move on to the next person. But sometimes you have to call for backup. The quickest way to destroy a bad habit is having to go through someone else to let them know that you did the bad habit. So break it by calling in for backup.